Hi everyone. I wanted to make a quick video so that I could help you be as successful as possible with the timer, which I'm so glad you all have. Okay, so in the leadership training, I shared that the most valuable resource we have right now is our attention. And we talked about the attentional time, almost as like a circle. And sometimes we have more habitual actions that are routine that we can stack and do at the same time. And other times we have complex tasks that require our full focus. I also shared that we often interrupt ourselves every 40 seconds, whether that's something we see on our screen or a thought we have, but we interrupt our focus. So the timer is about bringing back your attention so that you can focus and be really productive on those high-level, complex tasks that really only you can do. I also shared that we often pick up our phones every 10 minutes. That's what the statistic says. Every 10 minutes, we look at our phones on average here in America. And so one of the benefits of having an external timer and not using your phone is that your phone can be a distraction gateway. So the timer is the tool that you use to give yourself the most possible opportunity for focus. So I'm going to give you some tools. So the first is going to be, before you embark upon your task, upon your project that requires a lot of your focus, so maybe it's working on your assignment for the strategic plan, maybe it's a report you have to get out, maybe it's some research, maybe it's something that you're doing for the credit union. Whatever it is, I want you to think about what is that task and can I commit for the next 25 minutes or next hour to do it. Now, maybe there is an emergency that comes in or an urgent task that comes in, but could I commit to just this and not split my focus and try and do two tasks at one time? So the first action is intention. And this is where we say, okay, it is 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. I'm going to focus for the next 25 minutes on this task. So we have to have a clear intention. The next thing we want to do is really look at our visual landscape, our environment, and see if we can remove distractions. So anything that might make us worried, or we might see a sticky note paper and think, oh my gosh, I have to focus on that. We want to remove it as much as we can. So maybe if you have a space on your desk or even a table to the side, put those in a nice stack and move them out of your visual landscape. So you're giving yourself the opportunity just to focus on what's in front of you, okay? And then when you're ready to do your work segment and you've identified what particular project you're going to work on, you want to set your timer for that portion of time. Now I'm just going to back up real quickly and just say this. When we're clearing out our visual space, you also want to be conscious of the windows you have open on your computer. So if you have an email window open and you might be working on a project and you see, oh, an email came in, that might trigger you to look at that email. And you may not want to look at your emails for the 25 minutes. So as you're clearing out your visual landscape, I also want you to think about your computer. If there's a way you can open up a separate window where you don't see any of the other open windows or you don't get your notifications. And of course, I want you to take your phone and put it in a place where you're not seeing it, because when we have pop-up notifications, it pulls our attention to those things, and it actually takes twice as long for us to get back on track to our focus. Okay, so now we've cleared our landscape, our visual landscape, and our device landscape, and we've put our phone in our desk or out of eyesight, and we're going to start our work segment. So we're going to use something called the Pomodoro technique, which is going to be what I recommend. However, you can choose shorter work segments if you only have 15 minutes, or you can choose longer work segments. But for now, we're going to use something called the Pomodoro technique. You have a 3 timer, which is fantastic. I love multiple timers. And you're gonna set one for 25 minutes. And you might even say, I can't do this whole project in 25 minutes, but maybe I can just get the outline done, or maybe I can get this small piece done. And then once you start your work segment, you're gonna press start. You're just going to focus on what you're doing. Even if you're having writer's block or you're feeling a block, even if you're feeling stressed or you have thoughts of, I'm not gonna be able to figure this out, or I don't even know how to start, just allow yourself to sit there and maybe feel any kind of feelings that come up, any kind of worry, and just sit there and not distract yourself. Because the data tells us that the first 3 minutes are the most important 3 minutes when we do a work segment. That is the time when we may have a fear or worry or thought that makes us pick up a distraction, whether it's our phone or we want to grab a coffee or something, because there's something about our work that is unpleasant, or we have to do a task and it doesn't feel good to us. So once you set your timer for 20 minutes, just commit to not distracting yourself for the first 3 minutes. Just sit there and try to do the task, okay? Now, that brings me to a term I mentioned, which is called the 3-minute bridge. Once you hit 3 minutes of undistracted time in your 25-minute work segment or your 15-minute work segment, whatever you're committing to, once you hit 3 minutes, your brain is going to go to a place where it feels confident and safe and less threatened by the task. And you might be able to say, oh, I can do this. I have done a little bit of research and I've got some forward progress going. The trick is you don't want to distract yourself before that 3 minutes. So it's crucial to hit that 3-minute mark without a distraction. Now, if you do distract yourself in the 3 minutes, the 3-minute segment starts over again. So if you're working in a 25-minute segment and you start with the 3 minutes and you find yourself not wanting to, but picking up a distraction or looking at an email or something like that, and I'm gonna suggest that you intend to not do that, to stay focused. But if you do, you want to start over that 3 minutes. So you'll have 3 more minutes of tolerating the discomfort, and then you'll find that your brain will go into a flow state and you will be back focused to the task. Okay, so try this out, and this is gonna be very helpful for those complex tasks that really you need to get done and maybe you find yourself procrastinating on or fearful about. This tool can be really, really helpful. And the Pomodoro technique, the reason it's 25 minutes is the way we work is 25 minutes working and then a 5-minute break. So 25 minutes working, 5-minute break. And quite possibly the most important or the second most important piece of this tool, aside from using the timer, is intending what you're going to do before you set the timer. So we may have lots of different projects or tasks. Some are high level, some are kind of lower level. However, we need to get them done and they're a little bit more urgent and we have to do them today or tomorrow, whatever that is. The most important thing is that we intend before we do the work segment, okay? So that we say, for the next 25 minutes, I'm gonna work on this document or I'm gonna work on this report. All right, now I'm making this video for you all, so if you have any questions, to support you, but if you have any questions, feel free to email me, reach out. I would love to support you on this. And I'm so excited you all have your timers and you're going to be using them. And I just wanted to make this resource so you have a tool or kind of like a play-by-play for using your timer. All right, congratulations on your work growth, and I can't wait to hear an update on how the timers have worked for you all.